The classical era in music is believed to have begun in the year 1750 with the death of Johann Sebastian Bach. During this era, composers sought to write simpler melodies and harmonies. A composer is someone who creates and writes their own music. Some of the classical era's most famous composers are Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven. Haydn was one of the first respected composers of the classical period. Having written a total of 106 symphonies and 68 string quartets, he was given the name Father of the Symphony and Father of the String Quartet. A symphony is an elaborate instrumental composition in 3 or more movements written for an orchestra. A string quartet is an ensemble of just 4 instruments, usually made up of 2 violins, 1 viola, and a cello. During the mid-classical era, another composer by the name of Mozart was beginning to make a name for himself. Mozart composed over 600 works, but was best known for his operas The Marriage of Figaro, The Magic Flute, and Don Giovanni. An opera is a theatrical presentation in which a dramatic performance is set to music. Mozart's work as a composer is well respected, and many of his operas are still performed even today. Mozart is also known for his requiem. A requiem is any musical service, hymn, or dirge for the repose of the dead. A third composer of the classical era was Beethoven. Something that made Beethoven unique was that he slowly lost his hearing throughout his life, but would continue to compose music. Not only was he a deaf composer, but his works are still some of the most famous performed. Because of the depression and frustration of losing his hearing, he would indicate these feelings in his music, which ultimately led to the end of the classical era, and gave way to the Romantic era, where music was written with passion, expression, and intense energy.